Have you ever done a video where you're like, I think this one's going to get me in trouble, but you just do it anyways? Well, this is probably going to be one of them. And if you know the last 3 years of my life, which I know most of you do not, you will know that I have no problem going into trouble and unfortunately getting into trouble myself. So for my own stupidity also. But anyways, let's leave that aside for the time being. So today, I'm going to talk to and I'm new to YouTube, just doing this whole thing. I've only been doing it for a little bit, and I'm just seeing interesting tactics that people do to try and get their videos to a higher level, or at least get promoted to a higher level and get more views, more subscribers. And I'll tell you the tactics that I do as well. And I'll confess some of them, and some of them maybe that I'll stop also. But I just want to take this time to look at some of those things to educate you if you're not aware. I was naive going into this, not knowing, what this is all about and just taking things for face value. And it's just interesting to see just what takes place on YouTube, as I'm sure you've seen also. You know a lot of these tactics, but just some interesting observations that I've made over the last little bit. So I've got 9, I think this is the Chinese symbol, 9 things that I've noticed that I find interesting, and I'll confess the ones that I do use as well. So the first little tactic, a very minor one, but just liking your own videos. I am guilty of this sometimes, of liking my own videos. I know I will stop doing it. No more liking my own videos. But the reason why likes are important is because it does increase in the algorithm for YouTube. The more likes you get, the more looks it's going to get. So that's the reason behind the like. So I will stop doing that. Number 2, the best till the end. So the longer you get people to watch your video, the higher it's going to rank. So the longer you hang around, the better it is for my video, because it will get more views. And the whole name of the game with YouTube, if you're trying to monetize your videos, you need to get at least 1,000 subscribers. So that's a long old grind, and that's why the more views you get, the more likely you're going to get subscribers. That's just the reality of it there. But anyways, with the putting the best the end, I am so guilty of that. I do that all the time. I will continue to do that, I think, anyways, where I leave sort of my best points till the end because I want people to hang around and thus rank my video up higher, get a longer average view time. I am guilty of that. I probably will keep doing that. Number 3, cards and end screens. So I'm guilty of this one too. So the cards, you'll see how I go up here quite a few times, and I will maybe throw one up here now. So those cards are videos that I put in there that I think are relevant to what I'm going over. And if you go and click that, of course, you'll watch another one of my videos. The more you watch, the more you'll hang around, the more likely you will subscribe, the more viewing time, etc., etc. I'm guilty of that one for sure. I will keep doing that because, and a lot of the time, I do find it is useful for you to see. It is relevant. But that is a tactic I use and will continue to use, to be perfectly honest. Also the end screen, so I can put at the end of my video what videos I want to promote of my own. Maybe they're relevant, maybe they're not, but I usually put on there just ones that I think are sort of top of mind, or ones I think are relevant, or that were good videos in my opinion. So I will put those there. I will keep doing that. Number 4, really encouraging comments. So the more comments you get as a YouTuber, the higher it will rank in the algorithm as well. So the more comments I'm able to encourage, the more chatter that goes on, the more views you're going to get. That's just how the algorithm will work. So I am guilty of that as well. I do encourage comments, and I do genuinely want to hear. So I want to hear from people as well. So it's not like I just want comments for the sake of comments. I want to hear where people are at. I find it interesting. I do really like hearing where people are at, and I will continue to encourage comments. But just keep in mind that that is also a tactic that can be used to try and promote your video up a little bit higher. Okay, number 5, the 10-minute mark. So you'll notice that a lot of videos try to get to that 10-minute mark because it is important, especially when you do monetize. The longer you get your viewership, the more you can throw little ads in there. So a lot of people will try to get right around that 10-minute mark, because once you get to that point, you get a higher average view time. And like I said, it does help when you do monetize So, and a lot of people, I find once you go over 10 minutes, people just don't want to see it anymore for the most part. So if you can keep it right to that 9 to 11 minute mark, that's sort of the sweet spot that I've found. And yes, I do that. I do aim to hit 10 minutes or thereabouts, but I don't throw fluff in there. I don't just throw stuff in there. I put my content out there. I don't try and just babble on to get to 10. I don't even look at the clock. I have no idea. But I do try and aim for 10 minutes with the content that I've got. So we'll see if we hit it with this one. Anyways, I have no idea how many I'm at right now in terms of minutes. Number 6, asking questions in the comments. So I know this is a tactic out there. It's not one that I use, but you can go and I can go and ask people questions in the comments saying, I don't think I've used this. Maybe I've used this once or twice, but I don't use it anymore. Anyways, you can go out and ask questions from people, asking just to get them to talk and get comments from them. So when they leave you a comment, you leave something back, ask another question back, and get a comment back. So that's another tactic that can be used to try and get more conversation going. And yes, I will ask questions from time to time, but it's not because I'm trying to get more conversation. It's because I genuinely want to know what do you think? What do you think about this given situation? But just know that that is a tactic that can be used also. Number 7, friendship reciprocity is what I'll call this one. So the tactic of going out and just friending someone because your hope and goal and what you'll do is make sure that they can see. So you can click off that I want them to see when I become their friend. And thus, when they see that I'm a friend, maybe they will friend me back. The whole human nature of reciprocity and trying to just friend them for the sake of getting a subscriber in return. So again, it is a tactic that's used, not one I employ or ever employ, but that is a tactic that is used. Number 8. Okay, a big one. Buying subscribers and views. This is a tactic that can be used. And again, with this, with buying, you got to be careful with this one. It's not one I would ever use, but I know if you see someone go from all of a sudden they've got, let's say, 50 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers in the matter of a month or two, unless they've had some viral videos, that just is not the way it should be. And unfortunately for that, it's sometimes very hard to undo. I've read lots of horror stories of people wishing they hadn't done that for a variety of reasons. And I feel sorry for those people because, yes, maybe their intent wasn't the best, but sometimes it just isn't fair. They can't get out of that situation. So I do feel for those people. But that is something that can be done to, obviously, the more subscribers you get, the more views you get. If you're buying that, it will promote your videos, but that is just one where I've seen just horror stories from a lot of people. And I don't do that, obviously, you can tell. But like I said, I do feel for people that get into that and really don't know what they're getting into, unfortunately. And the last one, number 9. This one drives me bananas. I hate this one, so you'll never see me doing this. It's the misleading titles or thumbnails. This one just drives me crazy. And we see this in the media all over, so it's not just YouTubers. But putting a title out there, you watch the video and you're like, huh? What? Where did that title come from? The whole clickbait of just trying to get people to click and watch your video, and it has nothing to do with the title, the sort of bombastic title that you've put on there. So that one just drives me bananas because it's a waste of time, because it's just misleading in terms of you thought the video was going to be something else, so you won't see me do that. My titles I do put out there. I do try and get views with it, but they are accurate to my videos. Whatever I put on there, I put in my videos and will continue to do so. So anyways, this was a video probably going to get me in trouble, probably going to get me some dislikes, probably going to get some subscribers to go. That's okay. I'm being forward with what my videos are about, what they're not, what I'm doing to you, what I'm not doing to you, and I'll leave it up to you. So anyways, all the best. Leave some comments. Leave some comments on what you think, what you see. I'm sure I didn't touch all of them. I just touched on some of the ones I've seen since I started doing this back a few months ago. So anyways, have a great rest of the weekend and Frenzy Day. Bye, everybody.